Aquaman 3 movie begin following his victory over Black Manta and securing peace among the Seven Kingdoms. Arthur Curry embraces his role as King of Atlantis and as a father to young Arthur Jr. balancing his duties as a ruler and a parent proves challenging, especially as tensions with the surface world rise. Human nations begin pressuring for access to Atlantean tech, while deep-sea tremors near the Mariana Trench spark fear of something ancient awakening. When a reconnaissance team vanishes, Arthur takes Mera and Volko to investigate personally. What they discover is far more dangerous than expected. At the trench's edge, they uncover a crumbling ancient prison sealed thousands of years ago, now showing signs of breach. Within it lies Necronax, a dark entity bound by magic for attempting to merge all life into his dead realm. As the cracks widen, Necronax's essence leaks into the ocean, fueling catastrophic seaquakes and whirlpools that devastate coastal cities. Returning to Atlantis, Arthur warns the council, but dissent brews. Some nobles blame his actions for disturbing ancient evils. At the same time, Orm senses the oceanic imbalance and quietly prepares to reclaim his former position. Arthur seeks wisdom through the trident's connection with Atlan's spirit. The ancient king reveals that Necronax's power is beyond brute force. It requires uniting the Seven Kingdoms and retrieving the mythical Eye of Eternus. Mera begins diplomatic efforts to gain support, but resistance arises, especially from the Trench and Brine. Arthur, seeing no alternative, visits his exiled brother, Orm, offering him freedom in return for help. Orm, cautious but intrigued, accepts under the condition of political amnesty and shared power. Though uneasy, Arthur agrees, knowing he needs every ally. As Necronax's influence spreads, monstrous shadow creatures rise from the ocean depths, attacking ships and outposts. Arthur, Mera, and Orm lead defenses, but find that Necronax's forces grow stronger with each conflict. Volko discovers ancient texts revealing Necronax's intent to merge dimensions into a single void of lifelessness. They also mention the Eye of Eternus, a relic hidden in the sunken valley, cursed and feared by all sea tribes. Arthur, Mera, and Orm set out on a perilous journey to retrieve it, knowing that failure would mean extinction. Meanwhile, Arthur Jr. begins exhibiting unusual powers, able to sense tremors before they occur and manipulate currents without control. Atlanta becomes concerned, recalling an old prophecy of a child who would one day face the deep darkness. Mera hides the signs from Arthur, hoping to delay the inevitable. Deep within the sunken valley, the trio encounters the Leviathan, a massive sea guardian. After a fierce battle, Arthur calms it through telepathy, convincing it to yield. They retrieve the eye, but Orm secretly pockets a shard, drawn to its raw power. Upon their return, they find Atlantis under siege. Necronax's forces are advancing rapidly, draining the ocean's energy. With the eye, Arthur pushes them back temporarily, but the capital's shields are crumbling. Orm suggests infusing Atlantean weapons with the shard's power. Volko warns that such power could corrupt the wielder, but Orm proceeds in secret. As a last resort, Arthur begins rallying the Seven Kingdoms for a final stand. Mera persuades Zebel and the fishermen, while the Trench demand proof of trust before joining. On the surface, global powers mistake the chaos as an Atlantean assault. Arthur speaks at the UN, pleading for time and unity. Broadcast globally, his message resonates with many, temporarily halting military retaliation. Mera visits the Trench Queen, winning her allegiance through ancient customs. Back in Atlantis, Arthur Jr. begins having visions of a coming apocalypse where Necronax consumes both land and sea. Mera, terrified, forbids him from training, sparking conflict with Arthur, who believes he must be prepared. Orm, frustrated with Arthur's indecision, experiments with the shard, gaining strength and hearing Necronax's voice. He hides the truth and pushes for a more aggressive war strategy. Necronax soon communicates a dark ultimatum: deliver Arthur Jr. to him all the oceans will be consumed. Mera and Arthur fight over how to protect their son. Ultimately, Arthur hides the child in a secret sanctuary guarded by Atlanna. Necronax invades Arthur's dreams, tempting him with peace in exchange for surrender. Shaking his confidence, Orm challenges Arthur in front of the council, demanding emergency rule. Their duel ends in a draw, and Arthur proposes a dual kingship to ensure unity and unprecedented move in Atlantean history. They launch a three-pronged assault on Necronax's lair. Arthur leads the central front, Mera takes the eastern flank with Zebel and the Trench, and Orm commands the Fishermen and Brine from the west. The battle is fierce, filled with magic, steel, and blood. Necronax absorbs Atlantis' power core, becoming a colossal void entity. The Eye fails to bind him completely. Orm tries attacking solo with the shard, but is overwhelmed. Arthur rescues him, sustaining injuries. Witnessing his father's pain, Arthur Jr. escapes the sanctuary and arrives on the battlefield. His powers activate fully, repelling Necronax momentarily. The Eye responds to him. He's the prophesied child of tides. Volker reveals that only he can activate the final seal, but doing so could cost his life. Arthur refuses to let his son die and searches desperately for an alternative. Mera prays to the ocean gods, but they remain silent. Orm offers to take the boy's place, but the relic rejects him. Arthur Jr. accepts his fate and travels to the heart of the ocean to unlock the relic's full power. Arthur joins him, and they pass through deadly underwater trials. Meanwhile, Necronax begins collapsing realities, pulling entire cities into the void. At the heart, Arthur Jr. unlocks the Eye, releasing a brilliant light that weakens Necronax. But one final blow is needed. Arthur and his son combine their powers, skin air, land and sea, channeling the ocean's full energy. A portal opens, and Necronax is pulled into the void realm. Screaming as the rift seals, the ocean falls. Still, the war is won, but Arthur Jr. falls unconscious. They return home in silence. Atlantis mourns its dead and rebuilds. Orm chooses self-exile, sailing to discover his identity. Volko becomes the kingdom's official historian. The Trench are honored for their sacrifice, no longer treated as outcasts. Arthur Jr. is placed in a magical healing pod. Mera and Arthur stand vigil every day. The ocean gods, impressed by their courage, bless the royal family and restore the sea's balance. Atlantis grows stronger, initiating peaceful relations with the surface. Arthur reflects on his journey from exile to king, from warrior to father. Humanity now sees Atlantis not as a threat, but a symbol of unity. A mysterious figure watches from a hidden temple, suggesting new cosmic threats may come. Finally, Arthur Jr. awakens. His eyes glow as he shares a vision of an even greater force rising from beyond the stars. Though peace reigns, new challenges await. Arthur carries his son to the edge of the ocean. Together, they dive into the deep blue, disappearing into the currents. The final words appear on screen. The ocean is vast, but so is destiny.